Well, hello there, Pisces. How are you? It is so good to see you again. I'm Mary Sue, and I'm so grateful that you're here. Today, we are doing your mid-July tarot reading. So this is good from now until mid-August. We'll take a look at the overall energy with the oracle cards and then move to the tarot for more details. And if you're enjoying the content that I create, I'd really appreciate it if you would consider liking, commenting, or subscribing. It really does help to get my message out to more people. All right, so let's see what we have for you over the next 4 or 5 weeks. Badger spirit, be fearless and bold. Wow, infinite abundance. Abundance is pouring into your life. Okay, this is a clear message that it's time to kind of step out of your comfort zone. You know, with the Badger spirit, be fearless and bold. It's about doing something. It's not necessarily that you have to do something new, like step onto a new path. It's really this energy of stepping out of your comfort zone with something that may already be in your life. So this could be a relationship, you know, really telling somebody how you really feel about them, right? That may not be something you're comfortable with, but because you step out of your comfort zone, there is more abundance that comes into your life in the form of this person, all right, showering more love in your direction. Same thing, you know, if you have a business, you may want to step out of your comfort zone and perhaps market yourself or advertise in a new way. Approach people, you know, approach either your coworkers, your boss, your customers, your clients in a different way. Very much, this is an energy of really kind of putting yourself out there. Not holding back. And then you have, oh, interesting. We have loyal heart and mending. Are you, you know, part of that is, are you trying to come back together with somebody, right? And if that is the case, I feel like this is a good time for you to be fearless and bold in your communication, telling this person, you know, just how much, yeah, this is ending in a very nice way, telling this person just how much you care for them. And once again, if it is about business or career, it is about putting yourself out there, you know, being loyal to what it is that you are wanting to put out into the world, you know, in your career and money sector. So it could be a business, or it could be something that you're wanting to start, a book that you're writing. It doesn't matter, whatever it is. It's kind of like, yes, put all of your love into it over these next 4 weeks. Just put your love into it. So let's see what we have here for the present energy. Ah, interesting. Okay, we have not for you. Okay, there's something in your life that I feel there's an energy here of thinking that the grass is greener on the other side. Okay, kind of like looking out, saying, this isn't really for me. I think I'm going to go in a new direction. Now, some of you may be taking a bold move and actually moving in a new direction, getting a new job, starting a new relationship, whatever that is, right? Stepping out of your comfort zone and saying, I'm not staying here anymore. I'm going somewhere else. For others of you, it's about changing your mindset about a situation that you're in, that you could be thinking, the grass looks greener on the other side of the fence, okay? But it's about bringing love into the situation. It's about taking a new look at something that is already in your life. So that's like taking a new look at the job that you have, or taking a new look at a relationship. And sometimes when we are focusing on what something isn't providing for us, right, we completely forget about all of the love or the prosperity or the abundance that we have in something that we already have. We've all heard, you know, the grass seems greener on the other side of the fence. And then you get to the other side of the fence, it's not really different, right? If you've had a pattern of changing jobs or relationships because you always thinking something new will be better, okay, and then it doesn't really end up being better, it's about taking a moment and just asking yourself, how can I change my mindset? How can I bring more love into this situation? Looking at a situation that you're already in with more love. So let's clarify this and see where we're going, because I feel it really is. I'll say, about a year ago, I was like, oh, I want to move. I just had this, I want to move type of energy. And I was looking at houses and, all of this. And then all of a sudden I realized, none of that was a waste, because I looked at a ton of houses, and every time I came home and said, I like my house better, and it was like, oh, well, I like this about my house better than that one. And I like this about my house better than that one, right? And then all of a sudden I realized it was my mindset. I had this mindset that I wanted to move, okay, for a variety of reasons maybe, but I had this mindset, I just want to move. So I was constantly looking out, thinking the grass was going to be greener on the other side of the fence, but I never could find a house. And so then I was like, well, one of the reasons that I was looking for a new house is because I had a couple of projects that I really needed to do with the house I already own, right? Things that I was like, oh, I really don't want to do that, And when I got down to it, I was like, yes, all I really need to do is focus on loving and bringing love to the house that I already have, doing, a little bit of a renovation or painting a room or, fixing a few things, whatever it is. I feel like that's kind of the energy that you have here, and it's requiring you to step out of your comfort zone. It was very difficult when I finally came to that conclusion, right? It was very difficult to say to myself, you know what, you've spent a lot of time and energy looking at other houses, and here you still are. Yeah, I think what you're understanding is that you almost maybe have self-sabotaged your own sense of balance here. Okay, the temperance energy is a sense of balance because you have perhaps spent time thinking that the grass was going to be greener on the other side of the fence. For some of you, you could be thinking of, yeah, well, I bought that car, and then, 3 years later, I was like, yeah, that's not really the car for me, and then I bought another car, and then, and it doesn't have to be that you're buying that, the new car every 6 months or a year, just kind of like understanding that you may have a pattern of trying to acquire something or trying to hit a goal of some sort. And then feeling like, okay, yeah, that's not really making me that happy. I don't feel that excited about it. One of the things that I realized is that if I moved, I was going to have to do projects in the new house that I was buying. I even looked at new construction and I was like, yeah, but then I have to put all new blinds in, and I was just like, I was making up the list of the things that I would have to do in these other houses. And I was like, well, why don't I just do that to the house that I already have? That's in a neighborhood that I really and truly like, with neighbors that I like. I'm running away, right? I'm running away from the work that I really need to do. Yeah. And so it really is about giving yourself a little bit of love, understanding, okay, if I give this situation a little bit of love, it's going to come back together for me. And instead of falling apart, right, it's going to come back together. For some of you, this could be a family situation, a friend situation. Understanding you may have pulled your energy away from something and now are kind of understanding, wait a minute, I want to step back into that. And when you do, when you boldly say, yes, this is something I want, right? Or if you're really and truly making a new move, breaking some type of a pattern of thinking that the new will just fix your old problems, right? It's kind of like, no, I'm doing this because I'm going towards something that is really making me happy. Instead of like me, where I was trying to move just to escape the work I was going to have to do in this house. Yeah, I mean, we all do it, right? We all do it. So it's kind of like, yeah, I love this because look, you have 10 of cups on the bottom. You really are, oh my goodness, the wheel of fortune. After feeling kind of like, yeah, this isn't for me, all of a sudden the tide turns and you understand, no, wait a minute, there is something good here. So it could be a relationship, right? And you're kind of like, yeah, this relationship, it's just, it's just not, it's really, I don't think it's for me. I really don't. And, people could say why. And you're like, well, I really don't know. Now, Part of it is you could be confusing your intuition, right, with just the energy of, well, I don't know if I want to give any more to this situation. And then asking yourself, why don't you want to give more to this situation? Just like when I ask myself, why don't I want to give more to this house? Put the money instead into this house that I already have instead of trying to move. Yeah, when I sat down and thought about it, I was like, okay, yeah, I just need to stay and fix this house up so that I enjoy it. That's more in alignment with what I want. Yeah, beautiful energy. Okay, so let's take a look at your area of resistance, your obstacle. Look at this. Meditate and contemplate. Yeah, your own energy. New Moon in Pisces is showing up because I feel like, this is a little bit of that energy. Aries energy, and we have the North Node moving into Aries on Monday, July 17th, along with the new moon in Cancer. So it's understanding that I feel like you've been trying to control your emotions in a situation, right? Because you've been trying to keep the peace. I feel like for a lot of you, this is a relationship that you haven't wanted somebody else to know just how perhaps hurt you are, or disappointed, or perhaps even trying to hide who the real you is, and not wanting to be vulnerable in this relationship. I feel like that is your obstacle. So it could be that you're just kind of trying to move on to a new relationship instead of asking yourself, okay, why am I looking for a new relationship? Why am I concerned about becoming a little bit more vulnerable? Why am I trying to control this situation a little bit with that Aries energy? That's a little bit of a controlling situation. Interesting. Okay, let's clarify. And then there is the Empress. So you have the Emperor and the Empress. Yeah, I think for a lot of you, this is definitely a soulmate connection. Could be a twin flame connection or a romantic partnership. It could be somebody that you've been in a long-term relationship with, right? But it's kind of like, I think you're not wanting, I think you're blocking. Part of it is that you're blocking putting down the burdens in this situation. It could be that maybe this person, okay, has done something a little bit deceitful, okay? Like they have been holding back their feelings, okay? Especially if they're the Emperor, okay? Holding back their feelings. And so because of that, you intuitively have also held back yours. It's about being the one that kind of expresses your feelings, okay? It could be you've been dating somebody for a little bit of time, and it's just kind of stalled, and you're kind of like, okay, well, is this it? Should I start looking somewhere else? But the stuck thing here is that I'm not sure if it's you or the person that you're dealing with doesn't want to truly express their emotions in this situation. So asking yourself, have you expressed your emotions? And if you truly have expressed to this person how you feel and they haven't reciprocated, perhaps asking them one more time, trying to give them a safe place to communicate their feelings, and then deciding how to proceed. Because let's go to your advice. Yeah, the energy is gaining momentum. It's when you take action. Yeah, I truly feel like you're in a situation where you may feel like it's fizzled out, that it's no longer for you. You may be looking to go somewhere else. Now, this is abusive or toxic. I don't really have that energy here, right? So if it's one of those situations, of course, you're not going to stay. But I feel like this is something that you think has fizzled out, and it really hasn't. It's actually your 10 of Cups, something that really is going to bring you true happiness. It's about allowing yourself to be bold and to put more love and energy into this. Now, one of the things I'll have to say is, let's go back to my house situation, right? One of the things I had to do, because I can really get on those apps where you can look for houses, right? I had to control myself, okay? And say, if I love the house I'm in, that means I also am closing down any other options for now and I'm going to put my concentration into the house that I am in, loving it, fixing up a few things, buying perhaps, a new piece of furniture or something, painting a couple of rooms, just trying to put more love into it. And then it's not just the physical things, it's also about really walking around the house. I really tried to do that, walk around the house and, look for things that I really like in my house instead of looking for other houses that I may like. So I feel like it's important that you do that in this situation. You could have met somebody, say like on a dating app. You've met somebody, you've gone out a couple of times, you thought it was going to go somewhere, but it seems like it's a little bit stuck. Asking yourself, are you still on the app and looking at other people, right? Because then you're splitting the energy, right? You're splitting the energy. So you're not giving all of your energy to the connection. It's about understanding where could you be sabotaging the energy in this connection or situation by looking at other options. Yeah. And then here it is. It's kind of like seeing the silver lining in this situation. Even if there's been a little bump in the road, right? It's about seeing how even the obstacles that we come across in a relationship can help bring us to a deeper level of love for each other. You could have some type of a conflict in this relationship and you're trying to see a different perspective of it. Taking a moment instead of like, okay, I'm going to look out on the horizon and start looking for other people. It's about taking a different perspective, walking in this person's shoes, trying to understand their perspective of what has occurred. And then taking action instead and looking at the silver linings. The Three of Swords is a disappointment, but it's also a chance to look at the silver linings. Having this discussion, okay, about what has occurred in this relationship takes you to a deeper level of love within this. It's a sense of infinite abundance right here within a situation you already have. Now, if it's a career situation, it's the same thing. Instead of looking for other jobs or looking for other opportunities that are out there, it's about focusing all of your energy, focusing all your time, your energy, your love into the situation that you have now. And it brings you the love, the joy, the fulfillment, the abundance that you are seeking. Yes. Really kind of interesting because, I think a lot of times we feel like if things aren't going the way that we want them to go, it's time to just make a change. Sometimes the change is really our perspective of the situation. Just like me with my house. Right? Just changing my perspective of the house that I already have. It's very interesting when we allow ourselves to heal the perspective that we have about a situation. Okay, so let's pull a soul truth card for you in Pisces. I do personal readings, so if you're interested, the link is in the description box below. I'd really be honored to do a reading for you. What do I resist feeling right now? I think that's it. I think that there's a conversation you may need to have with somebody, but it's putting you in a sense of vulnerability. Just like I had to ask myself, why am I looking for other houses instead of cherishing the house that I have? Right? And when I really reflected on that, really spent some time, journaling and meditating and contemplating about it, it did help me to heal some wounds that I had, but it also helped me to cherish what I already have at a deeper level. All right, we have to feel it to heal it. In order to let go of pain, we first have to honor its existence. Emotions are like waves. Some are soft, some are fierce, some are layered, and some will sweep you off your feet. When we allow ourselves to feel it, we can then release what no longer serves us. Yeah, and I love that because it's about taking a look at the situation. I feel like your feelings have been hurt in some way, okay? If it's at work, something didn't work out the way that you wanted it to, your boss didn't give you the review that you wanted, So it's kind of like, are you going to cut and run? Or are you going to take a different perspective? See the silver lining in this situation, understanding this is bringing you an opportunity for deeper growth, deeper understanding, deeper love for the situation, but deeper love for yourself too. Wow, Pisces. Lovely energy there. All right, I'm going to leave it there. I do appreciate all of your support by liking, commenting, and subscribing. And I hope to see you again really soon. Much love and light. Bye for now.